Welcome to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin by expressing my deepest and heartfelt gratitude to the members of this channel, members of this family and the community that we have built, who responded when I reached out to them when we were admitted in hospital. And in a very special way, let me thank those who came to the hospital personally and helped me clear the huge bill that was really a burden on my shoulder. And we are off the hook. Both the daughter and I are out of the hospital and we are now free. Thank you for putting a smile on my face. For those who we talked to, you know what is still remaining, and as you promised, I know we are going to clear the other bit. But as you can see now, I have the energy and I can now be back in front of the camera. A lot has really happened and I really missed you guys. Now, this evening, Pauline Njoroge shared a photo, and a very special one. And this photo was shared very late in the evening of a meeting that took place between Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, a very close-door meeting. Then after that meeting, they came out and posed for a photo session. And if you can look at the photos on your screen, Pauline Njoroge is saying that His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta and retired Honorable Raila Odinga meeting Jubilee leaders from Kiambu County and other party leaders this evening. And you can see the dress code of the former President Uhuru Kenyatta and the retired Honorable Raila Odinga. They wear shirts of the same color. And this is meant to showcase a particular theme and to send a coded message to both friends and foes. This meeting has really elicited different reactions from the pro-Azimio and the opponents of Azimio. And many feel that Uhuru and Raila is up to something. But as you all understand, in politics, everything happens for a particular political reason. And why do you think Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga wanted us to see them in shirts of the same color, standing close to each other? This meeting is coming at a time when there has been undertones and talks that Azimio is disintegrating. There are cracks in Azimio. Martha Karua seems to be pulling away. There has also been some talks that Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are seemingly not reading from the same page. The meeting is also coming at a time when Uhuru Kenyatta, a few hours ago, about 32 to 72 hours ago, met with Meg Whitman, the US ambassador to Kenya. And it tells you that there was something big that was being discussed. And that is what I want us to look at. Now, this meeting, if you ask me, was supposed to discuss the NADCO report. Because before this meeting, Makau Mutua was Azimio spokesperson or Raila spokesperson during the campaign, sent this message that Azimio isn't a forced marriage. Please leave if you can't support the National Dialogue Committee report, which is the product of the party's agreed democratic process. You know, at the heart of altercation that has been spoken about was this National Dialogue Committee report that was being chaired by Kalonzo Musyoka and Kimani Ichung'wah. It is now something that in the public, it is in the open, that Uhuru Kenyatta, Martha Karua, Jeremiah Kioni, and Eugene Wamalwa never supported this report. They felt that the cost of living agenda was never exhausted. But Raila and Kalonzo supported this report. And largely people believe that what culminated into the dialogue team was because people were being butchered, and many of them were Raila supporters from Kisumu. People were being retrieved from their houses and they were being killed, and there's been a conclusion that Raila agreed for a ceasefire because many people were dying, as he has always done. So the NADCO report is the one that was dividing Azimio into pieces. At some point, it was reported that Martha was supposed to give a big announcement. She was supposed to leave, only for her to come and say that she was not going to move out. So Uhuru Kenyatta must have taken that opportunity to brief Raila Amolo Odinga on his thoughts and feelings about the NADCO report, especially now that they had met with Meg Whitman, who are one of the people who are supporting the dialogue. You see, the NADCO was being supported, in fact, with resources from the US and the United Kingdom. That is why King Charles was in the country, and they want this thing to work. And Uhuru Kenyatta understands very well that the forces that manipulated him, the forces that were higher than the deep state that he had, the forces that did not allow Raila to become the president during the 2022, were the very, very forces that compelled the NADCO team to meet in Bomas. The very, very forces that forced a handshake between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga in 2017 when Chris Coons came into the country. Those were the very, very forces. And so they must have taken that opportunity to share their thoughts and feelings about the report. And I know Raila must have explained to him why he had no choice but to support the NADCO report. And Uhuru must have also told him why he had some reservations about the report and maybe what Meg Whitman told them. So this was supposed to, iron out what might have been the differences within Azimio concerning the NADCO report. Number two, for them to come out in shirts of the same colors and standing close to each other jovially, they wanted to show people that there are no cracks in Azimio. They wanted to show people that Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga are still buddies. They wanted to show that Jubilee is still in Azimio, despite the fact that they are facing some political storms. They are there to stay. And I think Uhuru still wanted to show the Mount Kenya fraternity, the Kiambu fraternity, that he is still in support of Raila Amolo Odinga. They are still friends, and they are still going to forge a formidable force moving forward. Uhuru Kenyatta is still carrying a very filthy burden, quotes. People like Raila's closest allies, people like Babu Owino, have always maintained that Uhuru's support to Raila Amolo Odinga was a long con game, because questions have been asked without answers. Why Uhuru Kenyatta, who was the president of Kenya, the head of state and the head of government, the man who had the sword, the commander-in-chief, was not able to secure Raila's win? Because Azimio fraternity still believes that Raila won, but he was never announced. He was never declared the president of Kenya in Bomas. And people are still asking, how on earth did Uhuru lose the support of the deep state? Because the deep state was only supposed to protect Raila's win, not to rig Raila Odinga, not to rig him in. And personally, if you ask me, I can't speak with authority, but if you ask me, the powers from the US and the UK, the reason why Meg Whitman pitched camp in Bomas is the reason why the Kenyan deep state could not do anything. That is debatable. And Uhuru wanted to take this opportunity to show people that his support for Raila in 2022 was genuine. And that is why they are still together. You remember when he resurfaced and went to Ukambani with Kalonzo Musyoka, he maintained that he is not afraid to say categorically that he is in Azimio. And I remember at some point he was telling people that his preferred candidate still remains Raila Amolo Odinga. So he wanted to show Mount Kenya that they are still together, his support was genuine, and if need be, he would still support Raila again. It was supposed to diffuse any kind of narrative that they are disintegrating, because the Kenya Kwanza bloggers are all over. They are saying, oh, he meant that these people can never agree and all that. The people are still telling him this is a con game. If he could not deliver presidency to Raila in 2022, what then is he going to do to Raila now? But you see, friends are friends, whatever happened in the past. I also want to believe that this is about the holiday, the Jamhuri Day, that is going to happen. Either after talking to Meg Whitman and with the soft landing that Raila has, maybe after the bipartisan talks and the report, the NADCO report, we might see them joining hands together with the government. Is it in Jamhuri Park or where? Wherever that venue will be. They might have decided that as Azimio, they might be there. So I will not be shocked if I see Raila and Uhuru there. Or one of them will be there and he was briefing the other why he should be there. Or they might have taken a common ground that whatever is going on, or despite whatever is going on, they will not appear in Jamhuri. They are not going to be part and parcel of the mess of the government. So tomorrow, I will not be surprised if the two of them are there, or one of them. Or if they totally decide to miss, because it is like they're taking a stand. If you look at Azimio itself, Azimio is basically a coalition of authorities. In terms of numbers, it is ODM, then Wiper. In terms of authority, it is Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. Why am I saying this? If you look at people like Eugene Wamalwa or even Kalonzo, they listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. In fact, it was Uhuru Kenyatta who convinced Kalonzo in 2022 to back Raila Odinga for, I don't know, the third time to back him and not go alone to contest for a presidency. So people like Kalonzo and Eugene will always listen to Uhuru. If you see Uhuru, they will always be talking on behalf of all the others. So for them to meet the two of them, it is like they have carried Azimio in their hands. And so this might showcase the fact that Azimio is going nowhere, because it looks like they have a common enemy in 2022. In 2027, sorry, when I saw Pauline Njoroge as part of the officials of Jubilee, it also reminded me that recently Pauline Njoroge met Raila Odinga, and people drew a conclusion that Raila should support Pauline Njoroge for the Nairobi women rep position and drop Esther Passaris, because they feel Pauline has got a kind of support and loyalty than Passaris, who seems to be wavering sometimes with the government, sometimes, you know. So there must have been some talks about positions there, including even in Kiambu, where Moses Kuria had earlier been forced to keep quiet. People really heckled him. So a lot really happened there, and we only wait and see what is going to happen next. This is a meeting that is going to be talked about in the next few days because it rocked the country. Many feel maybe there is mischief, political mischief. Others feel it is a unity factor. You know, others still feel it is a con game. But if you ask me, these have been friends, and they did well to ensure that their supporters feel that there are no cracks within Azimio. I don't know what you think, but that is my take. If you're watching for the first time, again, ladies and gentlemen, kindly subscribe to our channel so that we can grow our support base. Thanks for watching.